Hello everyone, this is liljokerautobroker, and today we're going to talk about Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Chrysler. Are they going out of business in America? Stay tuned, we're going to find out. Let's get started! So in 2014, the Dodge brothers came out with the Model 30 and 35. By 2015, they were already the third largest auto manufacturer in America. In 1 year, they went to the third best-selling cars in the US. So for just over 100 years, Dodge continued to stay the third largest automaker in the US. They got bought out in 2021 by a company in the Netherlands called Stellantis. Now Stellantis owns 14 brands of vehicles, and they're in a lot of trouble, especially here in the US. Now they've been in trouble here because they started laying off assembly line workers in the beginning of 2023, and that has continued to happen. They are shifting the production from America to Mexico, and what is happening is there's generations of workers that have worked on the assembly lines. They are laying them off, they're giving them buyout packages, and as American citizens, we don't like not having jobs for products that we sell here. Okay, now Stellantis, like I said, is still the third largest manufacturer in the US. They make 14 brands and they sell about 100,000 units per brand. So they sold 1.3 million vehicles. Now, they're in a lot of trouble because they're shifting all of that stuff. The generations of workers are not keeping their jobs. The UAW publicly blasted the CEO of Stellantis, who, by the way, gave himself a pay raise. He's now making $39 million a year when all this madness is going on. That's pretty hard to believe. Now, part of the strike with auto workers that we had in America, they got a pay raise, and they're a European company. So when the pay got raised, they're thinking, and I'm just speculating here, was probably like, hey, the Americans want this amount of money when we can't afford to pay it to them, we'll just shift it to another country where we can get cheaper labor. There's a lot of stuff going on with the brands that we sell here in America. The Jeeps, they just had terrible earnings. They are continuing to discount the vehicles. The Ram trucks, for example, the car lots have 2022 still in stock, and Stellantis is shipping them 2025 trucks. So they have 25 trucks, 24s, 23s, and 22s. Now they are deeply discounting the 2022 vehicles, but you're talking about something that's almost on its 4-year anniversary of sitting on the car lot. Okay, so the upper echelon of Stellantis is in Europe. They don't know or care about what Americans want, what they're willing to buy, how much they're willing to pay. They're continuing to manufacture all these expensive high-end vehicles. They think that Jeep is a luxury brand, and unfortunately Americans, they don't think the same way. So, they're out of touch with reality with the American citizens, just my opinion. And on top of all of this, they have just they've announced that they're releasing 25 new vehicles. And here's the twisted part of it all. 18 of them are electronic vehicles, which, as we all know, are a dying breed here in the US. They may eventually come back, but now they're in the tank. And they're also coming out with a new EV charger as well. So they're looking at probably Europe's business model, how they're all crazy about the electronic vehicles and this, that, and the other. And Americans are buying less and less EVs. And the value of the EVs has dropped drastically as well. So I don't know what exactly they're going to release to the U.S. market. I don't think that that information isn't available yet. If it is, I definitely haven't located it. But they're continuing to make expensive vehicles, shipping them over here. The dealers have so much, 22s, 23s, and 24s that they are refusing the shipments of the 2025s. And it's almost like there's a battle going on between Stellantis, the manufacturer, and the dealerships that are here in America. It's a wide and deep fallout. All right, so in closing, I'm going to land this messy plane, and Stellantis and America are locking horns. There's no question about that. What is going to happen, because when the American workers are losing their jobs and they're shifting the jobs to other countries, that's going to make Americans very unhappy and not buy the product as much. Banks aren't loaning as much money anymore. They're not doing loans. The prices of these vehicles continue to go up. And I went to the bank yesterday, and my banker was telling me that she didn't name them, she said that there are certain dealerships that are still charging over MSRP on new vehicles, which is very hard to believe. What's happening is the buyers are not educating themselves. There is such a surplus and overflow of new vehicles that in theory it should be the best time to buy a new car. But like in 2017, the price on a new car is here, and in 2024, the price is here. So what are you going to do? You're going to negotiate down to maybe a price from a year or two ago, and then the interest rate is much higher. So it's a very, very difficult situation for the manufacturers, for the franchise dealers, and for the end user, the individual that buys a car. It's becoming incredibly difficult to buy a car, even if it's 3 or 4 years old, on the lot with very low miles on it. So there you have it. This auto market crash is going to continue. It's going to be very interesting to see exactly what happens to Stellantis, the production of the vehicles, how American citizens react, how many vehicles they buy, and how many new EVs they're going to give us. That's going to be the real interesting part, and how we move forward with that. So, I am working for clicks. This is Little Joker, Auto Broker. And please like and subscribe so I can continue to make videos for you. Thank you.